Have you seen this movie, Schindler's List?
You don't know about that, man. What you know about that?
I know
Definitely.
D Block seen it. This nigga seen
Yeah.
everything. What was your thoughts on it, CJ?
Why you asking me this?
Cuz nigga, I want to know what you thought about it.
I don't want to give my opinion.
All right, we gonna get D Block's opinion,
Shit.
man.
Well, I didn't recognize it was Liam Neeson until I got a little older. I thought it was a good movie, far as it was based off a true story. You know, he started off like like evil, like if you will. Like I think he was on the German side at first.
Yep.
Like it's different when an adult go through it, but when you start seeing these kids really go through it,
Yeah.
it just changed his heart. So he started actually help hiding them and shit. Yeah, but he was like, putting motherfuckers in Holocaust camps and shit.
True,
And
yeah.
deciding who lived, who didn't live. And towards the end, he had to change the heart. There's a lot of people who they start off bad and they try to turn for the good. And
So when we watched Schindler's List, I actually shut it off the first time because I was like, I ain't finna watch this dumbass movie about some white guy profiting off the Holocaust because I didn't know what to expect. But of course, we had to finish it. And by the end, like you said, he kind of turns into a good guy who feels bad for what he's doing. He gives up a lot of his money to save lives and shit. So it was kind of like I put him on the fence.
I do feel like he was a good guy because at the end of the day, when you grow up and raised a certain way, like that's how I
Yeah,
was taught, and that's just what it was. So for you to change your ways and see,
that's true. That's a good point.
because by him doing what he was doing at the end, he was risking his own life.
That's true. That's a good point.
If they would have found out that's what he was doing, he would have got killed ASAP. Anybody who can really change their ways, and like that nigga was a stone cold like racist, fam. He hated Jews.
Yeah,
He was that. You know what I'm
and
saying?
he did save 1,000+ lives.
So that's dope that you can really be that cold hearted.
Yeah,
And then, just over time change and shit. Malcolm X
yeah,
was Malcolm X, nigga. He was Detroit Red. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna break this movie down and I'm gonna post about it. This idea that it's something that you can do instead of just being. You know what I'm saying? All this extra shit to try to make you whole, like you did this and that makes it better. No. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I feel like even though he was a good person or tried to be a good person at the end, I feel like it was already too little, too late. Honestly, I mean, I know like you raise it a certain way or whatever, and over time you can become a better person. But I do feel like there's consequences to your actions, and I feel like just because he decided to do something good later on in life should not dictate whether we think he's a good guy or not.
Thank you. You can't live wrong and die right.
if
Okay.
Yeah.
that's the case, then Malcolm X was the same way.
I'm just talking
Wow.
about this movie. Malcolm X was nowhere
And
near as bad
I'm
as
gonna
this
say
nigga.
I'm gonna
Nowhere
say
near
this.
as shitty as this nigga.
I'm not gonna compare it to Malcolm X because I do agree it's a little different based off what was going on. This is going to be from the point of somebody changing, right? We talk about this thing, right? And when we talk about where we are as a people, as black people, right? We know that some of our people have fucked up and they go to prison and then they get out and people still treat them like what they was before they went to prison. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And when they come out, change people trying to fix their life and the system is not allowing them to do that, we call them out
Uh-huh.
for that.
If that's the case, then nobody would never change if that's how.
No,
Absolutely.
no. The
I
only
agree.
thing
If
is,
you're gonna say,
no,
oh
it's
man,
not that you never
man, he did a
change.
lot of dumbass shit, man. No matter what he did with his, he a piece of shit. That's how they get
Different
viewed.
ways of how to think about it because that's a systematic issue. It's a systematic issue. It's a problem within the system of how we are. But I feel like as a person, you should know between right and wrong. You should know like what's right and what's wrong. Some people are in jail because they may have like not even committed a crime.
He would have been one of them niggas that went out in public and did something and hey, record me giving this money away. If that shit was modern at
Yeah.
the end, record me giving this away.
This is a real person. This movie is a true story.
Yeah, it's a true story. It
So
really
when
happened.
you talk about this person, he did not have the power to stop what was going on. The only thing he could do is what he did, which was save the
Mm-hmm.
lives he saved. Now, I agree
Mm-hmm.
100%. At the start of the movie, I was like, yo, this nigga selfish. He profiting off of these
The
people.
Holocaust. Right.
Yeah,
So
for him to start to risk his own life, he was risking his life and he was giving up all the money that he made. He ended up losing all that shit back to save those lives. I do think that we got to give a nigga a chance to redeem themselves for some things.
I
You
think
know
we
what I'm
need to
saying?
give these crazy ass European crackers a chance to redeem themselves. Like, nigga, get that shit out of here.
If you believe it about
No.
our people, you got to believe it about they
Nope.
people too.
And when you study and you look at the history of each group of people, each group of
Yeah,
people has a history of doing certain things.
that's true.
And they have a history of overindulging in certain activities. The European has gone out and colonized, let's call it what it is. It's schmurder.
So hold on. So we're not supposed to
Definitely
give him a
not
pass because he white. So if he was black, we give him a pass.
No, 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 no.
So
I'm
you got to
saying not giving
clarify
a
that because
pass
I'm
for
not
the history of that group of people, whoever he is.
with anybody who did bad or did good. If you're looking at it from that was my family, did nobody's ever going to think
Of
you.
course, you never going.
I
That's
mean, I'm
violence.
just
And that's what
saying. I'm just saying.
We're talking about forgiveness. That's
that's
what
So,
with
I'm
like, why
talking
would
anybody
it
who ever
matter if
did
it's
bad.
somebody else's family?
Well, we
In
can't
the
give one
history of
person a pass and not everybody got to get judged.
if you got a
about. I
history of
agree.
something, if you go to jail and you got a history of something, what they gonna say? No, he got a history of this. Keep his ass locked up.
Do you think that people should feel the same way about our American shoulders when we go to
If
war?
you got a history of some bullshit, if you are a repeat offender, a habitual line stepper, and that's what happens.
So at the end of the movie,
Uh
he
huh.
was talking about, oh, I could have bought 3 people with this pen. It's gold, made of gold. Oh, I could have bought 15 people with this car. I feel like it was genuine because he was at the point where he felt bad because these people really did love him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if that never hit him, you know what I'm saying? The fact that they loved him and it never hit him that things were changing, would he have changed?
They appreciated him. He saved their lives. He saved their lives. This was like a touching thing when you think about it. At the end of that movie, that was his real gravesite, and those were real Holocaust survivors putting those stones on his gravesite because he saved their lives. That was some of their family there. That means something. I don't care what nobody say. That means something. And so, I do respect what you saying, CJ, because it's like you're talking about his motives in the beginning, but I do think we got to be fair and say, look, the man, he changed. His heart changed. Now, if his heart never changed, like there was some of them who, when the war ended and they knew their ass was in trouble, that's different. But his heart changed during the war.
Okay. Me and you, we don't necessarily watch movies the same. I'll put it
That's
to you
true.
like that. So, but I'll
Absolutely.
break the movie down through my lens, and then you know what I'm saying.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
yeah.
breaking it down now. I'm telling you,
Come
that's
on, he
what
was a
I,
good guy, man. He changed his heart, man.
yeah,
He was a
that's
good
what I
dude,
saw.
man.
You can make fun of it, but
I don't think
you can
anybody
make
said
fun of
all
it, but
that,
the truth is this.
I'm just joking, man.
The truth is this. He did a good thing. He did something that mattered because thousands of people lived the same way some of the slaves who lived because some white person back then did the right thing.
we all can agree that we don't like Trump, but if he started to actually do some things,
Then we gotta
like,
acknowledge it.
you like, hey, at least that bum ass nigga did that though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you care more about why somebody did something or what ultimately was accomplished? Because most of the time, the end goal is what we're looking for. What about when motherfuckers do something because they have a heart and then it goes sour? You empathize with them.
History had to happen. He had to change his heart.
Yeah.
And because he needed to save them 1,000 people, and that's just the end of the story.
Hell
Whether
yeah.
he went back to being how he was after, I'm not sure. But what happened was what happened, and he did good for that little tiny period of time.
Yeah. All of those people who was putting those stones on his grave, some of them just died a couple years ago. They could have been dead way back then. It's easy for us to sit and watch the movie or hear the story and say, oh no, he was a piece of shit, fuck him. What he was doing was evil. And like I told you, I said that right when I started watching the movie. Like they trying to turn this nigga into a hero. But when you see the people who really live that shit, putting rocks on his grave and saying, listen, this man saved my life. You got to pay some respect to that. If not for him, then you got to pay respect to it for them.
It's undeniably it's a sacrifice that he made.
Yeah. And they understand that.
Recognition, that little bit of characteristic that he did and those things that he did that was really it was significant enough to cause the fact of a ripple effect pretty much through our entire generations to come. So I think, yes, that is something to be recognized about. Yeah, he put his footprint on Earth, period.
And if a nigga saved my life, people can hate him, but I'm gonna be like, yo, this nigga saved my life. So y'all, look, I understand why you hate him, but he saved my life. So that's that.